Now we're recording.
Thank you.
Okay, so the color is I went in and I got the red, I got the green, mixed them together. It's pretty dark, and then I added some burnt sienna. Or is it raw sienna?
No,
Burnt sienna. Thank you.
Unless there's a little dab that we don't know about.
And I've got my red on the side for Bonnie today.
Permanent rose.
I hope it is. Okay. Oh, one of the things that I didn't like, I was looking at this, and you know, this is all reflection down here, and I got a little carried away right in here. So I'm going to put a little bit of water right here. See how this is white? And see how
Oh, that's kind of white too.
it's too much. And so all I'm doing is getting it wet, and I'm just nudging it a little bit. Wipe off. And I'll bring a little bit of that up in here, and a little bit of that up in here, because it's not so entirely white right there.
That's amazing.
And bring that up there. Wipe off. And I love the 300-pound paper. Wipe off again. And it'll dry much lighter. And I can see some pencil lights again. Can I get a tissue right behind you? Thank you. And it lifted some of the color. It's not as dark as it was. Okay, so now that I got that wet, where the heck are we gonna go? I kind of wanna, I liked doing all of this stuff down here where we kind of left off last week. So what I want to do is I want to get this color, because it's pretty dark and it's pretty green, don't you think? It's greenish and it's dark. What's that?
I see
Permanent rose? Oh my
It's a
God.
permanent.
Oh my goodness. And so I'm just going to build up my darks a little bit more.
And this is the red and the green and the burnt sienna.
Yes. And
Hooker's green?
I think it was the
Windsor.
Windsor. Yeah. And I think I took the masking off. Yes, I did. So I want to be real careful as I go in here. But it's darker around here than it is in the middle. So let's get this all kind of wet. And it goes in stages, so it's not super flat, and then it's really dark down here. But I want to build my water dam around these guys, you know what I mean? So that when I get my color out here, it's not going to be so shocking.
Things might dry
Yeah.
quickly tonight.
Oh yeah. Ooh, I have a stray hair on this brush. See it? Oh no, right here. I have plenty of stray ones up there. What are you talking about? Oh my God, you are so funny.
Well, a bald man talking, practically bald, talking about a stray hair.
I love all my stray hairs. Every single one of them. Okay, let's get in here before it totally dries and I get blossoms. But if I do, that's okay. And it's pretty dark right in here, so I want to just drop in a little bit more. Like Gilda Radner, I'll bet that was the chair, right? And I had to move that chair all the way across the room. And it didn't make that sound.
Oh, dear.
I loved her.
She was so funny all her life.
And she was so adorable. Besides being, she was just adorable.
What comedian was she married to?
Gene Wilder.
Oh, what a pair.
Exactly, what a pair. So it's not flat, and boy, am I getting it rounded in here when we've got all these. There we go.
Now I find that every time I get around something with a different color or even the same color, I lose more of that. It does become more rounded.
Yeah, so see how I just pulled out? And look at now, it looks like a little claw there. That's not what I meant. There we go.
So you seem to be able to use your color with not a lot of water, yet you're not super creamy.
Exactly.
So I don't have that perfect
Yeah.
mix yet. I'm
Yeah, I
either
struggle with that too.
too much water, and then I can't control the color like I'd like to, or then it becomes very, very creamy. Yeah.
Okay.
So what brush are you using?
I'm using a number 12, and you saw me mix right here.
Yeah.
So what I did originally was I picked up right from the well here, and I got some color, and I worked with the smaller brush. That's too green, that's really dark, and now I'm picking up and putting burnt sienna, and there we go.
But if I had that, I would put more water and then it would wash over into the sides.
Okay.
Or if I did it like that, it would probably end up being really, really creamy.
Okay, so do you notice my pan is flat? I don't have it tilted.
Yeah.
So it's flat. So I'm not adding a lot of water here. If it is too creamy, all I have to do is just drop my brush in the water and move it around a little bit.
I need to pull back on my water.
And my brush is loaded, but it's not so loaded that it's dripping off. And that's how I was able to just keep moving. And then if I wanted it lighter, I just picked up from here, the well where it's lighter, and put some water in there. And then when I wanted it darker, I put it in where it was needed. Okay?
That's what I don't have, is that getting the color in and then being able to put where I want it darker, because then
Yeah.
it'll just all run and they end up with basically
Yeah, I
one
put
color.
too much water
Okay.
on the paper.
So you saw how I started at the edge, and then I worked over here, and I went across, right, to bridge all of that, and then I added just water right in the middle. And remember, I brought it around here? So that gave me a time where I could put my darks on the perimeters and then fill in. Okay? So let's go ahead and try that. And then what I want to do is I want to get the duck head wet, just so you know. And I want to add, excuse me, some of the pinks in here. For me, I have the dark, but I want more color in here. So I'm going to add some pinks and greens in here. Okay?
Gosh, you had a kind of a gray color to start. Should we do gray first, or just go
Well,
right
it
for this
actually
color?
was gray. It was this color.
Okay.
It was just lighter. Now I went over it. It got darker.
So we just need to do the dark step, or should we do both steps?
I
don't
think you
we've
could
done
do-
this yet.
Yeah, we haven't. See this? That was what was over here.
Right.
It was just a little bit darker. So you didn't do your gray? People,
Yeah, I don't
people,
think I did.
people.
I didn't either.
Oh, okay.
We
So let's go and do that first.
The gray.
And then we'll go in here.
Okay.
Okay?
I have a question about value.